A theory can be proved by experiment, but no path leads from experiment to the birth of a theory. One thing I have learned in a long life, that all our science, measured against reality, is primitive and childlike, and yet it is the most precious thing we have. 100 times every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life are based on the labors of others. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Make it as simple as possible, but no simpler. In the midst of difficulty lies opportunity. The important things are always simple. Science is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. More the knowledge, lesser the ego; lesser the knowledge, more the ego. If you are looking for different results, do not do the same. In that way, imagination and intelligence enter into our existence in the part of servants of the primary instincts. Perfection of means and confusion of goals seem, in my opinion, to characterize our age. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Laws alone cannot secure freedom of expression. In order that every man present his views without penalty, there must be spirit of tolerance in the entire population. Each makes this cosmos and its construction the pivot of his emotional life, in order to find in this way peace and security which he cannot find in the narrow whirlpool of personal experience. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. I became more and more convinced that even nature could be understood as a relatively simple mathematical structure. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. Knowledge of what is does not open the door directly to what should be. Life is a mystery, not a problem waiting to be solved. I think that only daring speculation can lead us further and not accumulation of facts. I want to go when I want. It is tasteless to prolong life artificially. I have done my share, it is time to go. I will do it elegantly. Our death is not an end if we can live on in our children and the younger generation. For they are us. Our bodies are only wilted leaves on the tree of life. That is the way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't notice that the time passes. No path leads from a knowledge of that which is to that which should be. There's been a quantum leap technologically in our age, but unless there's another quantum leap in human relations, unless we learn to live in a new way towards one another, there will be a catastrophe. Those who manage their way into a crisis are not necessarily the right people to manage their way out of a crisis. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. Remember your humanity and forget the rest.